Hi, and welcome to the Shai. This is the week of Purim, the week we get so drunk and so intoxicated that we can no longer tell the difference between blessed is Mordecai and cursed is Haman.
That's pretty drunk.
That's pretty drunk, indeed. And the story that the Gemara chooses to bring is a story, a very hard to understand story, stay with me, about Rabbah and Reb Zera. So Rabbah, he invites Reb Zera over to a Purim Suda. And he gets so drunk that at some point in the Suda, he stands up and he slays Reb Zera. Because back in those days, that's how they slew people. And they slew Reb Zera, and the next morning he prays, and Rabbah prays, and Reb Zera is revived. And the next year, Rabbah sees Reb Zera on the street and says, "Hey, Reb Zera, would you like to come over to my house this year for the Purim Suda?" And he says, "No, he can't rely on a miracle every year." And he didn't say, "You mean the one where you killed me last year and you had to pray the next day in order to revive me?"
Yeah, I would have run so fast the other way.
So this story begs explanation. And more, on one hand, besides the fact that he didn't run away, we also have the question, these are Talmudic sages. It's not usually the typical way we think of them, that they kill people and then they rely on their prayers to revive them the next day.
But they're supposed to be the good guys.
And there is an explanation that I've heard of. One explanation, it's really an allegory, and what Rabbah forced Reb Zera to get so drunk, and he forced him to, he got so drunk that he got so sick that he felt like death warmed over. So then Rabbah prayed that he should he should heal and he should get better, and he felt revived. But this explanation also doesn't really do, because it's also not really so becoming of a Talmudic sage to basically force people to get really drunk and sick. And the next year, as we were saying before, when he didn't say, the meal you killed me at, rather it was the meal, you can't rely on miracles like last year. It's hard to understand it. You can't really call it an allegory, because this is actually the example that the body of Jewish law brings down as the example for what to do on a Purim meal, and specifically the mitzvah to get really, really drunk, so you should know the difference. So it seems that you can't turn around and say the whole thing was an allegory and that really it didn't happen. So now we're stuck. Now we're stuck. If this is an example that's brought down by the Jewish law, the body of Jewish law, it means that there has to be a simple, straightforward understanding that we can learn from for how we should behave. And if there's a simple understanding for how we should behave, as well as the contradiction of understanding that these are the Talmudic sages who behave very well, what kind of explanation can we understand? Maybe we could find a resolution from the high priest's sons, the Nadav and Avihu. Now, Nadav and Avihu, they, as we learned in the 5 books of Moses, at one point got drunk, they got intoxicated. They went into the inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies, and they got so close to Hashem that their souls expired. In other words, by this act of getting intoxicated and getting close to them, they got too close.
That's quite close.
And their closeness, we understand that they were accepted. They were holding at a very high level. They had the deepest, greatest inner intentions. And also, in reality, they did drink wine to help them get there. So it must be that there really is a strength and a capability, with the right intentions, with the right heart, that drinking wine while entering a certain type of inner sanctum in the Holy of Holies can bring about such a closeness, and in this case such a closeness, that their souls evaporated. So we can understand from the story of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Avihu, the dangers of overexposure. And here, in our case here by Purim, with Rabbah and Reb Zera, So it says that Rabbah, at one point he stood up, in the sense that we understand this to mean that he stood up, he went up in the great spiritual heights, in the deep secrets of Torah, and that these secrets, this wine, these secrets, the mysticism we speak of, that he got so high up, and he stood up and he shechted. They said that he ritually slaughtered, he slew. And this language, our sages teach us, is also from a language of drawing up. So he attempted to draw up Reb Zera after him, up to him in this case. And as he was drawing him up, it was too much. It was too much for Reb Zera. That his soul wasn't able to take it. Rabbah, his name means great. An insight to his greatness, he wasn't named that for nothing. And Zera meaning small. And in this case, Rabbah tried to bring up Reb Zera, who was small, so much, so high, so great, that his neshama, his soul, it went out from him, getting too close, as it were. We can understand that during this feast, that they were involved in these great secrets. And the only mistake that Rabbah made was misjudging the capacity that Reb Zera was capable of. He drew him up. It was a good thing to do, but he misunderstood how high he could really bring him up. So what happened? His soul departed. He just couldn't get that close. So now we can understand. Maybe a little better about the response of Reb Zera to Rabbah. That he wasn't running away saying, "Remember the last year when you killed me? I can't come." No, he was basically that Rabbah was hoping that Reb Zera had a whole year to work on himself. He had last year had that very intense, close experience, and possibly Reb Zera was to the level where he could come again and engage in these secrets. And Reb Zera answered him. He says, "Yes, I've worked on myself hard, but I can't risk coming again and getting that close, because you can't rely on a miracle every day. Meaning, I can't trust that if I get that close again, that you're going to be able to pull me back down into this world. And there's still so much I need to be able to get done still in this world." And the fact that this law is accepted in the body of Jewish law as the law teaches us that we shouldn't be afraid of reaching these heights, and it also teaches us that these heights are available for us, that these heights are attainable for us, and they are open to us, coming with a certain amount of wine and intoxication, a certain amount of spirit, and opening up to depths of our hearts and depths of our minds, and the depths of I would say an aspect, if I can offer an aspect of seeing Hashem, and the idea of training ourselves to appreciate and have appreciation for all that's around us, and even to appreciate appreciation. And I know that any time that I look for the good in the situation, I find it. And any time that I sit and listen to make of the people that I love and I care about and appreciate, something in me switches, and I'm feeling better. And I know when I feel better, I suddenly see all sorts of opportunities all around me that I didn't see before. And I know that when I see these opportunities, I start to feel excited about all the possibilities that are coming to mind. And when I feel excited all about the possibilities, life expands around me, and I feel these good things beginning to happen. And when I feel excited and happy, I know that it's time for even more effective visualizations, and I begin running all the case scenarios of all the what ifs and how all the possibilities are open.
I want to be in your world.
It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great Purim. Enjoy. Let us appreciate appreciation. Let us notice. Let us be happy. Let us be full of joy. And recognize the goodness. That goodness leads to goodness, and opportunity to opportunity, and things that are around us that we get inspired by, that we get revitalized by, that's promised by Purim when we invest to vitalize us for the whole year, to see the good, that the opportunities were there, but that our eyes become open. And our eyes become open through joy and through appreciation, and that we're guaranteed that this holiday is an incredible opportunity we just grab on to see it all. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week.
And enjoy your Hamentashen.
You're thinking positive. It's gonna be positive.